You're listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. The show that gives pastors and church leaders the clarity they need to protect their people, property, and ministry.
Welcome to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance, Protecting Texas Churches. I'm your host, Ron Wadley, with Insurance for Texans. This is the show where we cut through the confusion around church insurance and equip you with wisdom to steward your ministry well. Chuck pastors a faithful congregation just outside Fort Worth. It's not a mega church, but it's solid and steady. They've been meeting in the same sanctuary since the early 90s. While the town around them has evolved, the mission of the church has stayed rooted in Scripture and service. But a few months ago, Chuck started asking new questions about their church property coverage. A recent roof repair sparked concern when the contractor asked if the damage would be covered as a potential loss under their current policy. Chuck wasn't sure how to check his property insurance. Even more unsettling, it suddenly dawned on him that he hadn't heard from his insurance agent in over 2 years. No review, no check-in, just a renewal notice in the mail from the insurance company and a payment draft on autopilot. That's when Chuck decided to give Insurance for Texans a call. At Insurance for Texans, we don't start with a quote. We start with a process, a 3-step arc that helps you see the full picture of where your church is currently, where you're going, and what really needs to be protected. Step 1, know where you are today. We begin by looking at your church as it actually operates week to week. What ministries are running? Who's using your building? Do outside groups like co-ops, recovery programs, or events use your space? With Chuck, we discovered a counseling ministry and a homeschool group meeting in his church. Neither was listed in his liability policy. That's the kind of oversight that could leave a church exposed to claims. Step 2, consider where you're headed. Insurance isn't a one-time decision. Just like your ministry changes over time, your risks also evolve. Are you adding programs, bringing on new staff, expanding your digital footprint with live streaming or online giving? Chuck's church wasn't expanding, but they were shifting leadership, upgrading AV equipment, and processing more digital donations. That meant new cyber and equipment replacement risks. Even if your church feels stable, your coverage still needs to match your future. Step 3, protect what matters most. Finally, we zero in on the mission-critical assets God has entrusted to your church. For Chuck, that was their Sunday school wing, their live stream gear, and their benevolence program. Each required different coverages and endorsements to make sure the work of ministry could continue even if disaster struck. Church insurance isn't just about protecting buildings. It's about protecting the ministry. Good stewardship allows for your church to minister for generations to come. I get it. Insurance can feel worldly or distracting, but here's how we frame it. It's not about fear or focusing on worldly things. It's about stewardship. The best insurance policy is the one you never need. But if the storm does come, you'll be thankful that you have a solid policy that responds with the coverage that you need to keep moving forward. After walking through the process, Chuck found what we call the promise of certainty. He no longer wondered if his coverage was enough. He knew it was because it had been built with clarity. If it's been years since you've reviewed your church insurance, or if you're realizing your policy may not reflect your current ministries, it's time to take action. Don't wait until the next storm to ask the hard questions. Visit us at insurancefortexans.com to connect with a Texas church insurance advisor. And for a deeper dive into how certainty changes everything, grab a copy of my book, The Promise of Certainty, at thepromiseofcertainty.com. I'm Ron Wadley, and this has been Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance. Until next time, remember, protecting your church is about more than policies. It's about safeguarding the ministry God has called you to lead.
Thanks for listening to Faith, Stewardship, and Insurance. Until next time, remember, Insurance isn't just about policies. It's about safeguarding the mission God has called you to lead.